Hello everybody and welcome in. In this video I'll be sharing some of my large cent collection and specifically be focusing on the middle dates 1816 through 1839, the Matron Head or the Coronet Head series. These coins bring me so much joy when I'm collecting them, so stick around and we'll discuss a little bit of history as I show off my collection. Middle dates, Matron Head, Coronet Head all mean the same thing and identify the same group of coins. They all refer to the large cents minted from 1816 to 1839. Large cents can be broken up into three main categories: the early dates, the middle dates, and the late dates. And fun fact, there was no large cent minted in 1815. These middle dates are my personal favorite series to collect. The term matron means mature, and coronet refers to small or simple crown. So these were designed by Robert Scott. In 1816, the mint requested that Scott redesign the classic head large cent due to criticism from the public. This 1817 Matron Head was the first large cent that I purchased when I got back into collecting seriously. So this coin I found it on eBay. You can see it's pretty beat up, pretty rough. A couple marks, on more than a couple, pretty big chips out of the rim here. But I purchased this on eBay, and this replaced my dad's 1848 braided hair large cent as the oldest coin in my collection for a short period of time. So this was no longer my oldest coin, and now this Matron Head was my oldest coin that I had. After learning that I really adored these middle date coins, I kind of stepped up my game a little bit. So there are so many different die varieties and die combinations when collecting large cents. And if you were to look, I have a few other 1817s here. So all three of these are dated 1817. These two obviously much nicer condition. But all three of these have differences on them. A little bit of difference between the date here on this 1817 versus this 1817. And then the huge difference between this one and this one is this is a 13-star variety, this is a 15-star variety. Perhaps the most intriguing and unique error is this 1817 N16 variety, the 15 stars on the obverse. And no one really knows why there are 15 stars on the obverse. Of course, there's only supposed to be 13 stars to represent the original 13 colonies. But it's most often believed that when they were engraving this coin, the engraver made an error and placed these stars too close together. And then by the time they got around the coin, they just added 2 more stars to it. So comparing it to this 13-star variety, you can see the spacing on the stars here and how close the 15-star variety is. Now this 13-star variety, I do not have any die combination. I don't have any Newcomb numbers on this, so this is a gorgeous coin. This coin's in beautiful state. I believe it's a late die state coin, as you can see the shooting star effect as the coins start to stretch towards the rim. Let's see if I can get that to focus a little bit. But you can see kind of the stretch marks around the rim here, and this is one of my favorite coins that I have in my collection. It's super nice condition. There's a little mark here on the reverse, but super bright, very nice looking coin. If anybody that is watching can attribute these coins to a Newcomb variety number, I would greatly appreciate that. So comment below if you know your large cents better than I do. Next up is this beautiful 1828 large date Coronet Head or Matron Head. This coin has some really exceptional detail. As you can see, the hair has no flattening, no fusing together in any particular areas. This poor girl has suffered some PVC damage. As you can see, I turned the coin away from the light source and you can see those green spots here. So that is PVC damage. And for those that don't know, PVC is a chemical used in plastic to keep the plastic flexible. So the more flexible that a plastic holder is, it's likely has PVC in it. It's too bad with this coin having a little bit of PVC damage on it because it is an exceptionally struck coin. A lot of really nice detail, left on this, but even with the PVC damage, this is a beautiful coin. I really enjoy this coin. And then next up we have the 1833. This was graded AU50 by Annex, and it is an awesome light brown patina to it. And right away, this coin has a unique trait. If you haven't noticed already, this coin has a double profile. So if I turn the coin a little bit, you can see right in front of Liberty's face, there's that line that runs from the coronet all the way down to Liberty's chin. This is caused from die chatter, where when the die is pressed into the machine, it shakes a little bit, loose screws or something, presses the coin twice, creating this double profile. These were most prominent around this era. A lot of half dollars also had this double profile feature on these coins, but this is a really nice coin and really nice shape, and as you can see as I turn it, it has a pretty significant die rotation, which is when you flip the coin, it should be the 1 cent should face this way, so it's got a pretty significant die rotation to it as well. This next coin is exceptional and one of my favorite coins in my entire collection. The mint luster on this coin is incredible. It blows my mind that this coin even has this mint luster. As you can see, the cartwheel effect here. This is an 1835 large cent, and this coin is super unique. It has some graffiti on it. But even more than graffiti, if you look at the 9 o'clock, the 12 o'clock, and 3 o'clock positions on the coin, you can see that graffiti. I'll get some closer images of it, but there are names etched into this coin. And I'm not sure exactly the origin of this coin. I purchased it off eBay. I think that it was a love token, perhaps from a father to his children. But this coin has a fascinating story. Just who knows why these names are etched in here, but I really like the coin. I really like the history that this coin can tell and the condition that this coin is in. It was obviously kept up very well, and somebody cared for this coin for a really long time. Another thing to notice about this 1835 date is it's very different from all the coins that I've shown you up to this point. Did you notice any difference? So starting in 1835, the Mint redesigned the Matron Head to give Liberty a younger and more petite look. The hair and the coronet remain the same, but you can see on this 1835, Liberty's face was given a little bit of a younger look here with a much slimmer, more attractive face. As you can see, the jawline on this 35 versus the jawline here on the 33. Get that to refocus. The face extends outward into the left side of the coin a little bit more on the 35 versus the 33 here. So from 1816 to 1835, you have the Matron Head cent, and then from 1835 to the end in 39, you have this what I call Coronet Head. So when I label my 2x2s, I label any coin that's dated 1816 through 1835 with this mature head a Matron Head cent, and then I label the 1835 through 39 a Coronet Head. Just that's the way I label mine. It sounds better than Matron Head Modified, which is what this is actually called. So up next I have some 1837 Coronet Head cents. There are 16 known die varieties of the 1837, but there are 2 major varieties. And I have both of them here, so I don't know if anybody knows. But for anybody who doesn't know, I'll give you a second to see if you can figure out what the difference is. And if you haven't guessed by now, or if you don't already know, the major differences are the 1837 plain cord. As you can see, Liberty's hair is held up in the plain cord, so that's how her bun is held up. This was the original coin design that had been running since 1816 until this date, 1837. Christian Gobrecht modified this design in 1837 to the beaded cord variety. So these have a beaded cord now holding up Liberty's bun. So he made this modification. He was the same person who modified the Coronet Head to make this slimmer, younger, more attractive Liberty portrait here. So like I said before, this plain cord was what they used from 1816 on until this point, as you can see here, how the 1817 has this plain cord. And then these 1837 is also called the 1837 Head of 38. So in 1838 they made this same coin, but with the 1838 date. Show that off. So here's a nice 1838. As you can see, the 37 and the 38 are the same coin, just a different date. We'll get rid of this 1817. We'll compare it to this 1837 here. So now you can see the plain cord, the 37 beaded cord, and then the 38. This was just how the coin was. The reverse stayed the same throughout the whole series here. The wreath with the 1 cent in the middle, and then the line underneath cent. So you can see there's a little dot in the very center of the coin as well. And that reverse stayed the same throughout the series until 1839. So this is the last of my Matron Head, Coronet Head, middle date cents that I have in my collection. And the last date, 1839, gets pretty wild. So we have these coins here. We have the 1838 that we just looked at. And then in 1839, we have the same coin with the same date, 1839. Beaded cord, 1 cent on the reverse with the line underneath. These are some really nice coins with some really nice coloring to them. I really enjoy these coins a lot. So we'll put these ones down so we can focus now on what we refer to as the 1839 silly head. So this is a silly head, and it's referred to the silly head. I'm not sure why they call it a silly head, but the easiest way to tell the difference is the brow lock in front of Liberty's brow. On this version there is no brow lock, but on the silly head now we have this protrusion of hair coming off of her forehead. So everything else remains the same. The date is the same. We just have that brow lock there. The hair and the shoulder looks the same. The reverse is the same with the 1 cent and the line underneath. So we went from the 39, the original date, the original coin, to the silly head, to what they refer to as the 1839 booby head. So this coin is different in the sense that it has a brow lock, just like the silly head, but not like the original 1839. But this coin has a protrusion on the back shoulder of Liberty's portrait. So her hair actually comes out underneath and wraps underneath her shoulder and kind of pops back up. This coin has a little bit of wear here, so it doesn't show up as well. But the booby head is easily discernible on the reverse because now there is no line under 1 cent. So that's how you can easily tell if you have a worn coin what a booby head versus a silly head, or that would be the only two because they both have the brow lock, where the original dated 1839 does not have that brow lock. So these 3 coins were made, the Coronet series, in the last year, and then also introduced in the last year, 1839, was the braided hair design. So this is the next series, what they refer to as late dates, 1839 through 1857. This is the next series, the braided hair series. But I keep this with my 1839 collection because 1839 was such a wild year. You have these 4 different coins. I hope you all enjoyed my large cent collection, at least my middle dates. As I said in my video, I classify these into 2 major categories: the Matron Head, minted between 1816 and 1835 when they used the mature Liberty head, and the Coronet Head, minted between 1835 and 1839 when they modified Liberty to make her more attractive, younger, and more petite. I especially like the 1839 dates because of all the different styles that were used that year. I really discovered that I enjoyed these middle dates specifically out of all of the large cent series. I think it's a combination between the history that you can get with these coins dating all the way back to 1816 and the affordable prices. You can find some of these coins in EFAU for very affordable prices. As I mentioned also in my video, there are a ton of different die combinations throughout the entirety of the large cent series, not just middle dates, and there's a lot of literature to attribute, and I don't have any of that literature myself. A lot of this can be found online, but not all of it can be found in one place. The people capable of attributing these die combinations and varieties have spent a lifetime doing so. And shelled out their own cash to print their own reference books, and they are very deserving of compensation for those books. So for that reason, you can't find a lot of this stuff in one place online. If you've enjoyed this video, and if you've enjoyed my collection, and if you want to start your own collection, I would highly recommend getting yourself this book here. It's a Whitman Red Book made by David Bowers. And this is all half cents and large cents, and this is a great starter book for somebody who's first starting out. You can see it breaks down a lot of these. It breaks down the years. I recommend these series if you specialize in any specific series, not just large cents. So this is a great starter book that I would highly recommend. I hope everyone enjoyed my video showing off my collection and my small large cent collection that I have. I would love to hear any feedback that you guys have, so please like or dislike, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Let me know how I'm doing. I want to know if I'm entertaining you guys, so I thank you again so much for watching. I'm Steve with Rustic Moose Coins, and until next time, happy collecting.